Robert Shemin. Raised in Nashville, Tennessee, he now lives in South Beach, Florida, and has homes in New York City, Los Angeles, and Medellin, Colombia. He first became a millionaire at age 32.
Doing what?
Doing what? Real estate investing.
Once considered the least likely to succeed, Shemin overcame severe learning disability and seemingly insurmountable odds to become one of the most charismatic and sought-after lecturers and motivational speakers in the country.
You want to do it, your family wants you to do it. I think real estate will get you the freedom.
Helping thousands of hardworking Americans of all different backgrounds attain total financial freedom for life, even though most of his prodigies had no investment experience, no financial savvy, and zero money in the bank. He normally speaks to crowds of 20 to 50,000 people and has consistently been voted the #1 best speaker.
Are you with me?
He regularly shares the stage with such luminaries as Rich Dad Poor Dad Robert Kiyosaki, David Bach, Susie Orman, Tony Robbins, and Donald Trump. He has authored 11 best-selling books, including his latest and international blockbuster, How Come That Idiot's Rich and I'm Not? His new book has been on the New York Times bestseller list, USA Today bestseller list, and the Wall Street Journal bestseller list, and is now available in over 26 languages. With a heart as big as his bank account, Shemin gives generously to numerous charitable endeavors, such as helping the homeless, providing thousands of critical eye operations for children here and overseas, and has helped create schools for at-risk teenagers here and internationally. He also has one of the largest charities in the world that helps pick up street kids and feed and educate them. As experienced as Shemin is at showing high net worth individuals how to get richer, his real love is helping self-described financial disasters earn big money.
And if I can do it, anybody can.
He is constantly on television as one of America's leading experts on real estate and wealth creation.
Today we have one of the country's most successful real estate foreclosure investors and speakers.
Robert Shemin is a personal finance expert. Robert Shemin is a real estate investor and author of How Come That Idiot's Rich and I'm Not?
Even though he makes numerous public appearances, he is a full-time real estate investor. In the last 24 months, he has been involved in the purchase of over 500 properties and has been involved in well over 1,000 real estate transactions. He is currently involved with the management of over 425 homes and duplexes throughout the United States. He is not only invested in America, but in about 7 or 8 different countries. Robert is a wealth and business expert on Fox News and CNN, appearing at times 2 to 3 times a day. He is known as an expert instructor in negotiating, sales, and strategic planning, helping people to become successful in finance, start businesses, and triple their incomes. He has motivated and energized people to reach quantum success rapidly and reach goals beyond their wildest dreams. He has helped hundreds of businesses to the next level and beyond. So, ladies and gentlemen, get prepared. Take out your pens and papers because you're going to want to take a lot of notes. Welcome to the stage, Mr. Robert Shemin.
How many of y'all are here to help people? Let me hear you say yes. Wait a minute. We're supposed to have a lot of healers and coaches and teachers in the room. How many of you are here dedicated to help others? Let me hear you say yes. Yes. Awesome. Then you have an obligation to become extremely wealthy. Let me say that again. Then you have an obligation to become extremely wealthy, learn how to take your business to a higher level. And if you 100% and believe in what you do, your coaching, your teaching, your motivations, then you have a 100% obligation. What percent? 100%. What percent? 100%. You're not even giving 40% right now. 100%. What percent? 100%. Now let me ask you, how many of y'all actually give 100% when you're working, not just with your clients or your customers, but on your business? How many of y'all feel like you give 100%? Now, who here besides me doesn't like selling, doesn't like marketing, and really doesn't like business. Come on. Now, you see this video and you just heard what I just said, and I said, like me, because I don't like selling, I don't like marketing, I don't like business, and you know what? I didn't even like money for a long time. And if I really got with each of you, all the coaches and healers, come on, how many of y'all have some type of teaching, healing, or coaching practice? Please raise your hands, let me see you. Awesome. About 3/4 of the room, and about 20 of you won't raise your hand no matter what we say, right? Now, you watch this video, and just like my father says about me, all of you should be in excellent shape. Because all of us, including me, all we do is jump to conclusions. Right? My father says, Robert, you should be in great shape. All you do is jump to conclusions. A lot of you in the back, on the back row there, look at this video and look at me, and you're thinking all kinds of things. But what you don't know is this. I also have a healing practice. As a matter of fact, it's a focus of mine. The first reason I got into real estate investing in business was to have a vacation. And let me say that again. It wasn't to make money because I didn't believe you can make a lot of money. Because see, most of the people in this room, how many of y'all are Jewish? Just checking. Me too. And by the way, tonight's a special night because I'm one of the few Jews you ever meet from Tennessee. We call ourselves Jewish rednecks. Shalom, y'all. Not a lot of us around. And I was brought up like many of you that in order to make money, it's hard work, correct? It's suffering, and rich people aren't so good. And I'll prove it to you. How many of y'all saw the movie Titanic? I wanted to kill the rich people. They were jerks, right? They weren't nice. And very few people in this room, no matter what you say or what you do, or how much NLP you've done, or how many books you've read, and how many courses you've gone to, really 100% believe. Now, there's some in the room, I'll give you. But my job in the next 47 minutes is to get 100% of this room to 100% know and believe that whatever your business is, you can do your business, you can help people, and you can become extremely wealthy if you want to. The problem is, oh, we got a clapper. If you want to. The problem is, deep down, subconsciously, a lot of us really don't want to. How do I know this? How do I know all this? I've been it, I've done it, I've felt it, I had to work on it, and then it still didn't work, and then I worked on it some more, and then I got some more therapy and some more coaching, and I got some more seminars, and Tony Robbins banged my head, right? And then I got all these therapies, and it still didn't work because I'm going to tell you something my coach told me that changed my life. Whatever result you're getting, that's what you're 100% committed to. Now, what's really interesting and very hard for me to do is I'm a little embarrassed. We have some of the best coaches, best teachers, best mentors here in the state of Israel, which means they're the best in the world. Why? Because mediocrity in Israel is probably the top 1% everywhere else. I'm not kidding, because I travel all over the world, correct? The homeless people here in the street have more, more whatever. As a matter of fact, this morning, I was with my friend Arit, and we went to get a shake, a fruit shake at a fruit stand, right? And I'm used to America. Good morning, how are you? Here's your fruit, thank you for coming. And my friend said, we'd like the fresh bananas. We don't want the bananas already peeled. And the man making the shake said, I think you're coming from a place of fear. And I'm like, is everyone in this country a coach? Is everyone a healer? But wait, it gets better. Then she said, no, I just like fresh bananas. He goes, no, let's go deep inside. You're coming from a place of lack, of want, of scarcity. Dig down deep. And I'm like, we're just getting a shake. Right? You're laughing, but that was this morning. I'm not kidding. Correct? This is a serious place. This is a serious country. You're serious people, correct? Now, we need to make you serious about understanding in the next 42 minutes that it's okay to make a lot of money. Now, let me ask you this. Who of the coaches or healers in the room is making over 1 million, not shekels, US dollars a year? Right? Now, let me ask you another question that's more important. Hey, we're here in Israel. It's a small country. Everybody's a coach. There's competition. Israelis are different. It's tough here. The economy's tough. We got high taxes. I can't do it. I don't know how to do it. Everyone's against me, correct? How many of y'all think it's very difficult, be honest, to make $1 million a year if you're actually truly, purely helping people, coaching people, healing them, changing their lives? Dig down deep, like the banana man said, and answer to me and answer yourself, who here really thinks it would be very difficult, almost impossible, and be honest, here in Israel, as a coach, as a mentor, as a healer, to make $1 million a year? Now, who here thinks it's possible? Write this down. Whatever you think, you're right. Whatever you think, you're right. Now, the weird part is, all of you teach this. We all teach it to our clients, right? Don't limit yourself. Break out. Limitless possibilities. Create your own reality. But my reality is, I have a business and it's hard. I have a business and it's tough. Does that make sense? Now, what you don't know about me is I first went into business because I had to, because everybody told me, you got to do something to pay the bills, right? Actually, after I flunked out of high school, 0, 0, 0, I have dyslexia. I made 0, 0 in every high school class. My guidance counselor told me, the counselor said, the best job you could ever get, Robert, with your dyslexia is a farmer's assistant. And I'm like, couldn't maybe I be a farmer someday? No, 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 assistant. Be realistic, Robert. Now, what did your parents and your booby and your softy teach you about money and wealth and business? Does that make sense? It's tough. It's hard. The rich people, and they do an angle. They've got a problem. They're greedy, correct? Is that true? Well, here in Israel, of course, I've read your papers. If you survey 1,000 people in this room or anywhere, what will they say about wealthy people, honestly? Bad, greedy, stiff, tough. Is it true? Nope. Again, whatever you think, you're right. Every statistic in the world, including the United States, Canada, Israel, wealthy people, statistically, scientifically, mathematically, give 2 to 5 times more % of their income than the middle class. 95% of them are very generous, correct? Most of them are mission and purpose driven. But the question for everyone in this room today, because I'm going to try to change the way you think to double, triple, quadruple your income and show you steps to do it, is where do all those thoughts and ideas come from? Make sense? So when I got into business, I thought I'd have to do something I don't like to pay my bills, to do something I do like. It's called being contingently happy. When this happens, then I'll do what I like. When I can make the money, then I'll build my healing practice. Who here besides me has thought like that? Then after I made some money, mainly through real estate, my mission changed from just taking some vacations to I started studying healing work. I don't say this in any speech. It's not in any book. But I do martial arts, Jeet Kune Do. And one day my instructor, Dr. Keith Sow, said, Robert, I want to show you some new moves. And I thought I'm going to learn like a new kick, or something. And he said, no, come to the gym tonight. And he said, stand over there. And a guy walked in the room, and he said, I'm going to disable him. And I said, how are you going to do that? You're going to hit him? You're going to punch him? You're going to whatever? He goes, no, from a distance. And with Qigong, from me to this lady in the white, he disabled the person and said, raise your arms, and he couldn't move. And I said, well, that's a nice trick. You told the person before I came in to act like you can't raise your arms. I said, I don't believe you, because even though I'm open and I've always been studying a little Kabbalah and hypnosis, right, and all this good stuff since I've been young, I'm very skeptical. How many of y'all are skeptical? Oh, wait, I'm in Israel. I don't need to ask that. Correct? You're probably going, why does he ask us that? Why is he asking for skeptical? What a crazy question. Right? Let's talk about it. Anyway, here's the point. And by the way, I love it here. And the people here are absolutely amazing. But you don't know that or feel it, do you? No one in Israel says how tough it is and how bad it is. But man, everybody meets doing something. Almost everybody in this room speaks 2 languages, correct? Or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. Who here has traveled outside of Israel? Everybody, correct? How many of y'all been to more than 5 countries? Where I'm from, people never leave their city. If they're lucky, they go to Cancun for 1 week a year. You're there for 6 months on your way to Guatemala, Thailand, India, right, for like a year or something. And then you go, we're poor. It's tough here. It's horrible, right? And then you dominate every industry. Israel's smaller than most states in America, and you have more patents and more business startups the entire continent of Europe, correct? But it's tough here and everybody feels poor. I understand. Correct? And you only have like 5 or 6 million people, and you have more billionaires than 90% of the world, right? But in your mind, what are you saying? It's tough, it's hard, it's impossible, correct? And then I look around and go, this place wasn't even here 70 years ago. Correct? Tel Aviv wasn't here like 30 years ago, half of it, correct? What happened? It's an amazing place and amazing people. And you have the energy. And can you imagine? We're not talking about changing a lot, just a dial. So I was in this dojo in the Jeet Kune Do studio with the martial arts, and my teacher looked at me and did something from 20 feet, and I couldn't raise my arms and I couldn't move. And all of a sudden, my perception of the world changed. My perception of energy changed. And then within 6 months, I spent almost all my time studying the healing arts. Anything that works. I became a Reiki master. I studied with the top Qigong experts. And then I went to work for really one reason. One, because I like it and love it. Let's stop right here. If you don't love something, stop doing it. And whatever you love, do more of it. But half the room, mainly this section over here, thinks that I can't do what I love right now because I got to pay the bills. Because I got to what? Pay the bills. There's not enough money in coaching and healing and therapy and all that great stuff you do. And laughing yoga, right? Who would have thought of that? Right? And it's working. Whoever thought he could learn to play the guitar, right, in less than like 10 years, correct? So the minute your mind changes, what I like to teach you right now is what's called quantum success. Because you see, we're a people of the book. We're the people of worry. We're the people of knowledge. We're the people of mistrust. We're the people of thinking. Because how many of y'all agree that most Israelis and Jewish people like me and my friends back home, we think and worry more than anybody? And if you don't, just come have dinner with my family. Right? I'm not kidding. It's true. Really? And your success comes in quantum seconds, quantum minutes. And I love what Barak and Adia did. Weren't they amazing? And the panel up here, they're amazing people. What they've accomplished from up, from down, from nowhere, back up is unbelievable. And they really inspire me. How many of you were inspired by what they said and did? Anybody? Hey, everybody, watch this. Most times in life, when we have an opportunity, myself included, we only give 20 or 30%. Most of the time, we walk right by them. So I'm going to ask a big favor. For once, maybe this month, maybe this week, maybe some of you for this year. Let's go 10 of 10, 100%. Please join me. Stand up, 100%. Go crazy for Barak and Aria for putting this on. Yeah! All right! Whoa! Yeah! All right. Okay. Thank you. I'll give you about an 8.5. The rest of them get about a 6. But we're making progress. We're making progress. Did that feel good? Now, all of you have made a decision in your life, and it took a second. How long? You met the right person. You decided to go to another school, take another job, go to another country. And how long did it take you to make that decision? Seconds. And then you think about it, but you made it and you did it. And how many of y'all can think of a moment when you made that decision and you look back and your entire life path changed? You went on a big trip. You met somebody. You started a new business. You moved to another city or country for a while, correct? Or learned a whole new thing. How many of y'all can think of one of those? Right? So I'm going to tell you right now, get that other stuff out of your head because it held me down for about 28 years. Hard work. You got to think. You got to struggle. It's not easy. And again, whatever you think, you're right. I apologize. So then I went to Qigong. I went all over the world and studied with Qigong masters, quick emotional release work, hypnosis, and I did business because I loved it and it was fun, mainly to fund my exploration of the healing arts. I still have a very active healing practice. Many weeks I healed 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people, correct? And the first year or two, because I love to help and love to serve, how many of y'all love that also? I didn't charge. And people would say, and you've heard this too, you changed my life, you fixed this, you cured me of that, you helped me. And by the way, for a short time, I got good at it. And I thought it was me. I thought it was me. That's called ego. And some of you understand what I'm about to say. I got in big trouble. I got the God slap. The universal, it's not your ego, it's not you, it comes through you, correct? But then I got another realization. So watch your ego, whatever you do. Does that make sense? And by the way, a lot of you are very humble and not making a lot of money and say, well, I don't charge a lot, I like to help people. Is it okay to be talkless here? We only have a few minutes. Is it okay to be talkless? I believe some of you, including me, I felt it just like you did, have a really big ego. Because if you believe in what you do and you know you can help people and you don't take it to the next level, that's called selfishness. Let me say it again. If you really believe in what you do, how many of y'all believe in what you do? It works. You're getting results, correct? You've studied, you work hard, you perfected it, you're always perfecting it. You're good people. And if you don't take it to the next level, for whatever reason or excuse, then you're being selfish. Because I don't know. I know people that are hurt. I know people that can't talk to their loved ones. They have a bad relationship. I know people that are sick. And because you didn't take it to the next level, you can't help them. So if you really want to help people, you have an obligation. You have a what? To take it to the next level. To take it up. Does that make sense? So I didn't charge for a year or two because I didn't need the money. And I thought it was wrong. You know, why charge for healing or whatever? And people would go to me for nothing, and they go to somebody else who charged a lot. And I knew the things that you had learned and I learned were better, but guess what they always said? Shlomo's better. Why? Didn't really work, but why? Because he charged more. Because he charged more. And if you don't value what you have, no one will. And by the way, those people that say they can't afford the 300 shekels or the 500 shekels, when their cousin gets put in jail or they want to go on a vacation, all of a sudden they find 25,000 shekels in one day. What's that about? Or they'll wait and not hire you and they go to the doctor or the hospital, correct? Be out of work for 2 years, lose 100,000 shekels, correct? And spend a lot of money on drugs and other things. In my opinion, 99% of them don't work, but now they have all the money to spend on that stuff when they should have spent it and valued, say me. So, when my mentor said, Robert, I went to him one time and said, I have money problems. Correct? I'm not going to ask you to raise your hand. We're in Israel. Everybody has money problems. Right? And by the way, I love your banking system. It's the only one in the world where they want you to have problems. Go negative, no problem. Right? Here's the point. When I had money problems and relationship problems and health problems, I went to my mentor. And I spent hours and a lot of money. And I said, man, it's their fault. It's her fault. It's my parents' fault. It's my upbringing. My parents were bad about money. It was horrible. I grew up in a poverty mentality. No one ever taught me. And Robert, he said, whatever result you're getting to, you're 100% committed. I said, that's impossible. I'm not committed to this, of struggling and not being paid what I'm worth and not having a great relationship. And some of you are in the same boat today. And nothing will change. I'll guarantee it. Nothing will change until you did what I had to do and everyone else had to do. And it's not fun. And it's not easy. And I resisted it. Whatever result you're getting, you're 100% committed to. My coach told me that for 8 months, and I didn't believe him, didn't listen to him, and I fought him. It's called resistance. And a lot of you right now are resisting me. Well, Robert, you don't understand my situation. I'm in Israel, correct? It's a small country. My patients can't pay. They don't have the money. It's not business. It's this and that. And the minute you take responsibility, guess what happens? Write this down. Everything changes. If you're smoking or not making money or overweight or unhealthy, then what other result could you be committed to than 100%? If you're not making money or stressed out, what other result could you be committed to than 100%? Does that make sense? So the first thing to change something is to recognize it. Does that help everybody? How many of y'all say, no, that hurts? I understand because it hurt me. Now, what I want to do in the next little bit, I don't have a lot of time. I want to show you how to get more customers, more clients, and make more money, whatever you're doing. Make sense? Say yes. Yes. How many of y'all would like to make more money, get more clients, and take it up to the next level? All right. Now, the screen's not perfect, but we'll go with it. Every super successful person I know, and I've worked with some of the best. I have clients that are in the entertainment business. If I mention their name, you'd all know who they are. It doesn't matter, but here we go. Every super successful person I know, and you teach it, I teach it, but are we doing it? Write that down. Am I doing it? Am I doing it? It's not what you know, it's what you do. It's not what you know, it's what you what? Do. Do you have a crystal clear vision of where you want to be this month, 6 months, 1 year, 5 year, and 10 year? You can ask the most successful people in the world that I've gotten to meet, whether you like her or not, Madonna, Shakira, Bruce Springsteen, all the great money magnates and people. They know exactly what they're doing right now, this month, this year, and where they'll be 2 to 5 years from now. Everyone I met who's making over $1 million a year has an exact crystal clear vision for themselves. For who? Their family and personal life. Is that important? Well, then how come people put business first? Then how come people put money first? One of the things I love about Barack, he's actually doing this stuff. He says, hey, I used to work 7 days a week at Orange, right? Or 6 days or 5.5, right? Or in China, ni hama sheshe. And now he says, I work 3, maybe 3.5 days a week. And I'm making more money, but what's more important, he put his family, his wife and children as priority number 1. And even I, up here teaching you, just like you said, Barack, surely some client calls and says, hey man, I'm your number 1 client. I'm a big kahuna. I'm a big fish. I'm an oligorp, whatever. You got to meet with me on Thursday afternoon. And I said, what do you say, Barack? Come on, you got to make exceptions. And guess what he said? And this is where he and Arya want to get everybody in this room. But you see, right now, a lot of people in this middle section don't think it's possible for them. Only Barack did it, or Arya did it, or Robert does it sometimes. I said sometimes. I'm honest. I violate my own rules sometimes. And write this down. Without accountability, there's nothing. You see, you're coaches and mentors, but how many of you right now have a tough, real, whether it's a monthly seminar, whether it's a weekly thing or a daily reminder that keeps you in line? Be honest. I have 2 life coaches. I have the most expensive life coach in the world. He's based right here in Israel. I've worked with him for over 8 years off and on. Who here besides me has a life coach or mentor right now? Everybody else, guess what you need? When we meet back here, Adia and Barack, can we meet back here next year? I want to ask this question of all of you, and I want everyone's hands to be up. You need accountability. Someone has to hold who accountable? Say me. Say who? Me. Without accountability, there's no money, there's no business, there's no relationship. So, here we go. Barack said, listen, I tell my clients, and it was nerve-wracking at first. I don't see clients on Thursday or Monday or whatever day he picked. And they say, that's crazy. And he says, I'm sure you'll respect my decision to put my priority number 1. And I'll quote you, because I remember what you said. They're amazing teachers. You all need to get their stuff. Here it is. He said, I tell them, I'll be able to focus on you on the day that we meet, whether it's Monday or Tuesday during his period, 150%, and give you amazing service. And I'm sure you can respect and appreciate that. And guess what? Everybody, even the hardest core, toughest business person says to him after he explains and after you're going to learn how to do it and explain it. You see, we don't want to do it because we think people's respect for us will go down. But when you do everything and you don't respect your time and your business and your family, then they're not going to respect it. So the whole reason you're doing it, it's not working. And then when you respect your time and can stand up and say, hey, my time's valuable, my family's valuable, my knowledge is valuable, my experience is valuable, my results are valuable, and this is what it is, and this is what it costs, and I'm sure you can appreciate that. If you want to double the appreciation of your clients, triple your prices. You're laughing. I've done studies. I've done seminars in America for $395 for 3 days and gave everybody 10 times what all the competition was giving. We did surveys at the end. They said, that's awesome. Then they'd go to a $5,000 seminar that had 1/5 of the material and the results and whatever, and guess what 99% of the clients said? The $5,000 one was better. But you got to get out of your head, just like you teach your clients. Does that make sense? And the minute you value yourself and your time, then everything changes. So you need a crystal clear vision. What do you need? Now, I don't live in la-la land or seminar land. I do believe in quantum success, but I will tell you this, and here it is. Success is a process. All the super successful people view success as a process. As a what? Process. There's moments, there's ups and downs, and to get to where you want to be, there's ups and downs. It's not an instant thing in some cases. You have a bit of experience, but if you don't have the vision and don't work the process. Unsuccessful people say, I tried it, it doesn't work, I failed. Successful people say it's a process. Now, what's your most valuable asset? Anybody? Say it again. Time. I love when I speak in America, no one ever gets the right answer. They're like money, vacation, or whatever. And in Israel, they always go, it's time, it's obvious. What's this? Why does he ask? Yesterday, I was in front of a group of Israelis, and I've asked this question over 300,000 North Americans in huge seminars. I said, why are manhole covers for the sewer, why are they round? Why are they round? And I'll spend 30 minutes in a seminar in America, and they'll go, well, a circle is more efficient, it's easier to clean, it's better. And I asked it yesterday in Israel, and in 1 second, hey, manholes are round. The cover, of course, would be round. Why are manhole covers round? No, because the hole's round. But in Israel, they got it in a second. None of my jokes work here. So, your most important asset is time. What is it? Your most important asset is what? Time. And by there, every moment's a choice, and I don't want to depress anybody. 1 hour before I came to this meeting, 1 hour, about 6, maybe 5:15, I made a mistake. I called my office back home in America, and my assistant who's worked with me for 10 years was in tears. And I said, what's the matter? Thought she was sick, and was really worried about her. And she said, you won't believe what happened. And I produced 2 records and 2 films. And one of the records did well. And we took a chance on a new producer, a guy named Balto. You can look him up, B-A-L-T-O. He won a Grammy Award. Amazing guy. I've never met anybody as impressive as him in the music business. Won a Grammy, and he didn't tell anybody. He passed away yesterday of leukemia at the age of 31. I was shocked. I'm a grown man. I cried, and I freaked out. I know this guy, 31 years old. Never told anybody. We saw him recently. He's making records. Just won a Grammy. And then I had a choice to make. We all have a choice. We all have a what? I thought about telling the promoter, hey, I'm freaking out. People back home, all of our friends are freaking out. This is sad. It's disturbing. It's shocking. And I made a choice that when I talk about time, I'm like going, holy cow, Robert, you're not kidding. When you go speak tonight about time or next week, you better really make sure people understand what their most important asset is. And then I thought, this guy, it's a shame he left at 31, and I don't believe people really die. That's another seminar. Some of you know what I'm talking about. And then I got a little happy. And I said, this man in 31 years, I mean, I can't imagine what his wife's going through. He got married 2 years ago, beautiful wife, fun, 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 happy, happy, happy. I can't imagine what she and the family's going through, or our friends. But then I said, man, when you talk about time, bless you. Gesundheit, Mazel Tov. I said, man, when you talk about time, you got to do something to make people understand how valuable their time is. What's the weekend worth with your child, your loved one, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your favorite mom, aunt, cousin, grandmother, correct? What's that hour or that day or that trip or that dinner or that moment, what's it worth? It's priceless. Guess what your time is worth? It's priceless. And the minute you understand that, guess what happens to you and your business and your clients' respect for you and your time and your business? It goes way up. Time's priceless. And if you don't believe me, come with me tomorrow. I'm flying back to America through Spain. Let's go talk to Balto's family and ask them what time's worth. Does that make sense? How many of y'all can apply that to your business? How many of y'all will not apply it to your business? How many of y'all will never raise your hand no matter what I ask? Oh, his hand went up. Thank you. I love asking that question. So, your most important asset is time. Track it. What did I just say? Track it. Count it. Keep it. So, here we go. I want to give you some practical stuff. Here it is. I want everyone for the next 30 days, whatever you're doing, part-time, full-time, working, not working, building a business, thinking about a business, I want you to track it. Get a program. I use a sheet of paper. I'm low-tech, right? You're high-tech. I'm no-tech. So, every Friday, every when? Friday. You can do it on Sunday or Monday. Take 15 minutes. Take how long? And if you do this, it'll change your life. That's why most of you won't do it. And here it is. Track your time and look at it. And I also do money coaching. You won't like this. I didn't like it the first few years I did it. But every Friday or Sunday, take 15 minutes. Number one, track your time. Number one, what? Number two, look at your cash flow. Look at your what? Cash flow. How many of y'all do not want to look at your cash flow? Thank you. But if you don't look at it, you won't know. Look at your cash flow for your business, for your what? And your household. Why do most businesses go out of business? It's cash flow. It's not that they're not working hard. It's not that they're not good people. It's not that it's an amazing business or opportunity. 95% of the time, it's cash flow. Don't let it happen to you. Make sense? And I've been there. So, get a sheet of paper out, and every day, it doesn't have to be perfect. Track your time for 30 days, and every Friday or Monday when you pick, look at it. The first category is activity. I'm on the internet. I'm doing research. I'm talking to a client. Whatever you're doing. I'm on Facebook. I'm doing laundry. I'm talking to friends. The next category is time. Is what? Time. How much time? 30 minutes, an hour, 15 minutes on the phone calls, correct? Now, this is mainly for business. For what? Has that activity brought you any money or success? Guess what the answer is for 90 to 95% of all entrepreneurs' activities, all coaches, all healers, even a lot of wealthy people. Now, I've been called by CNN and Fox one of the most successful entrepreneurs, real estate investors in North America. Would you like to know the secret? Yes. Oh, come on. You want to know the secret? Yes. Here it is. I'm only wasting 80% of my time. Let me say it again. I'm only wasting 80% of my time. By the way, I love having my laughing yoga woman. You're coming to every conference with me. You make me feel so good. Right? She's just having a good time up here. Yeah. When I was doing yoga, it hurt. You know, I'm like, it was crying yoga. You know, pain. Correct? And I went to sweaty yoga. That was fun. My favorite moment of that class was the last second. I want to come to your class. I'm signing up. Right? Anyway, by the way, this is an important lesson. How many of y'all have ever heard of the Dalai Lama? I met him when I was 21. He picked me out of a crowd, talked to me for 3 days. I've kept in contact with him, learned a lot from him. You're going to learn 2 things from the Dalai Lama, and thank you for inspiring me. We went to one of the largest meetings of all his advanced monks in New York. 800 monks traveled all over the world to hear the holiness of the Dalai Lama, give them a super advanced, not a public presentation, of the secrets of Tibetanness. You had to be studying in 10, 20 years, and they let me watch. And the Dalai Lama, these people have been waiting for him for the secrets, the mystical knowledge of their practice. He's the man in their group, right? The head rabbinute, the pope, whatever. And they had this big, comfortable chair. It was a stage like this. All the monks were there, and I was on the side watching. And the Dalai Lama, thank you. He came over there, and they were like, wow, it's the Dalai Lama. It's our leader. He's going to give us the secret of life. And here it is. He sits down in the chair, and it's comfy, and it's kind of bounces. You know one of those old chairs like at your grandmother's house? You know, it's kind of bouncing, and he's going, and the Dalai Lama's bouncing, and he goes, oh, oh, oh. For like 3 minutes, he's having a great time, oh, and he leaves. So thank you for reminding me of the holiness of Dalai Lama's massive. I spent like $2,000 on a plane ticket, hotels in New York, and that was it. And then the Dalai Lama came to Miami, and I got to meet him, and his entourage was around me. And you've ever met someone, I'm sure a lot of you have it, and a lot of you will have it. When you really purify yourself and walk the walk and work on yourself and the energy, and all of you have met people who have that special energy. How many of you have met somebody that has that special aura, that special energy? How many of you have met that? In my opinion, you can have your opinion, I've met some people like that. The Dalai Lama has something about him. People don't even know what he's talking about to listen to him, right? They don't even know where Tibet is, and they go to his seminars. Remember this for your seminar. It's all energy. He has an energy about him, and I went to his head monk, and I said, listen, I met a lot of people. The Dalai Lama has a special energy. I said, what is it? Where does it come from? How did he get it? Do you want to know? Yes. I don't think so, so we'll move on. You want to know? Yes. Here was his answer. He said, imagine if since the age of 3, everyone told you were the Dalai Lama. I'm like, wow. Because from the age of 3, here's what I heard. Robert, you ain't no good. Robert, you're dumb. Robert, we're poor. Robert, we can't afford that. Robert, life sucks. Life's hard. Right? You're going nowhere fast. Right? And then look at your brother. He's a bigger loser. Right? So, if you get nothing else out of tonight, how many of y'all have children? Awesome. Please, please be so careful of every word you say around them. Please. You have no idea. Because a lot of the therapists in the room will say, don't do that because we'll spend 20 years fixing it. You're ruining our business, Robert. One uncle, one cousin, one word from you to a 3 to 5 to 8-year-old, because we do deep healing, and 80-90% of it comes from somebody doing or saying something when they were 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 10, one thing. So please, teach everyone, including yourself, be so careful what words you say. Now, I'm a single dad. I have a son, and today is his 20th birthday. Huh? And a few days ago, a week ago, a month ago, because I feel a little funny because I'm Jewish, I do have guilt. I've worked on it, but I still got it. I'll sign up for your classes. I need it, please. I got a lot of it out, but it's still there. And I said, Alexander, is it okay? I'm going to miss your 20th birthday. It's a big day. He says, Dad, where are you going? I said, I'm going to Israel. I said, he goes, what are you doing over there? I said, I'm going to speak to some people. And one of the opportunities I got because of Barak and Arya is to speak to some of the top coaches and healers in the world. And my son's 20. He's a 20-year-old boy in South Beach. Guess what his interests are? Think about it. When you were 20, what were your interests? Right? Girls? You too? That's awesome because I'm in South Beach and a lot of the guys are gay, and they come and say, Robert, I'm gay. And I went, no. Are you kidding? And guess what I say? I'm gay too. Did y'all know that? By the way, that picture of Barack and I on the beach, did y'all like it? I think we're going to slaughter the gay market. They're going to see that cover, they're all going to buy 5 books. Right? I love it. The rest of the market will do good too. We'll do our 1 million, but 800,000 will be the gay guys. Those guys are cute. I'm going to Israel. Boy, those boys are nice. Right? So anyway. So I'm gay. I'm a lesbian. By the way, don't label anybody. Don't label anybody. I'm friends with one of the head rabbis who's renowned here in Israel, but he's the real deal. Regardless of what you think of rabbis, you love them, you don't love them, doesn't matter. He's the real deal. He wears the things and the hat and the talis and the tzaddik and the yarmulke and the kippah and the books and the robes. And I take him to America and everyone walks up, they go, are you Jewish? And guess what he says? No. And they go, well, you look Jewish. And he goes, why? Well, the hat, the robe, the beard, the things, and the mezuzah he's holding and the Bibles. And anyway, they go, well, you're Jewish, aren't you? He goes, no, not really. And he goes, what are you? And they go, I'm a lawyer, I'm a doctor, I'm gay, I'm rich, I'm poor, I'm middle class, I'm an accountant. He goes, no, you're not. He goes, I'm a person. And he goes, you're a person. And everyone you talk to is a person. So please teach and help people. Let's stop labeling people. Because everyone on this planet, as far as I know, they're a person. So my son is enlightened in his own way, but he likes girls and rap music and hip hop, mainly dubstep and 3-6 Mafia. But anyway, he said, Dad, what are you doing in Israel? I said, I'm going to teach. He said, you're going there to help people? He goes, don't worry about my birthday. You go help people. That's what you do. And you need a support group of your friends, your family, your wife, your husband, your parents, your uncles, your cousin, your friends. And if they're not supporting you, then you need to really ask, do you really have to be around them so much? Because no matter how elevated you are, if you're around a bunch of negative people, guess what might happen after some point? Hey, when I was younger, everyone I was around drank a lot of beer, and guess what I did? Drank a lot of beer. That helped, right? That was good. Track your time. What did I just say? Don't label yourself. Don't label anybody else. Please get a proper positive support group. And track your time. Does it make you any money? Are you enjoying the activity? If you don't enjoy it, the last column is, can you get someone else to do it? Now, when I put those up there, I feel the resistance in the room. Some of you are saying, Robert, I'm just starting out. I don't have a lot of money, right? How am I going to hire someone to help me to market, to do the accounting? You're crazy, Meshuggah, go back to America. This is Israel, right? Write this down. There's always a way. There's always a what? I have 77, 78 people working for me today all over the world. And guess what we pay them? Nothing. I'm not kidding. She thought that was the funniest thing she heard all night. Didn't pay them anything. Hey! Right? They get paid when you get paid. When do they get paid? When you get paid. I don't have overhead. I don't want to work for overhead. I don't have an office. You can have an office, but why do you need one? Everyone else has an office that they don't use, correct? Can you use one of those offices for a lot less or for an exchange? How about that? Interns, write that down. Are there any universities here in Israel? Wait, let me ask that again. Are there any universities here in Israel? There's like 20 on this block, right? Do they need experience? Marketing, law, MBA, get them interns to raise money, grab your business, do marketing. Do things. They need experience, correct? They'd like money, and if you make a lot of money, of course, take care of people and make it worth their while. But everyone is called mutually aligned interests. When you make money, they make money. When they bring a client, they get paid. Could you start a company and give them some stock? Give them some what? Stock. And no matter how big you think your goal is, write this down. It needs to be bigger. It needs to be what? Bigger. How many of y'all will commit to tracking your time? Now, let's make you some money real fast. Here we go. I have some marketing slides here. Here it is. How many of y'all have clients or customers? How many of y'all want some more? Studies show that 80 to 90% of all business, whatever business you're in, comes from what? 80 to 90% of your new customers come from what? Exactly. It's Israel, of course, everyone knows. Why do I even ask? Referrals. Where do they come from? How did you pick this conference? How did you pick the restaurant you went to, the movie you go to, the class you go to, the mentor you went to? How did they pick? 80, 90% got referrals, so write this down. What's your system for getting referrals? And 80, 90% of you, guess what it is? None. How do you ask your customers for referrals? How do you reward them for referrals? What's your system, correct? And if you did that, that's fine. 5% of customers come from testing. From what? You walk down the street, they give you a free taste, a free this, they mail you a free something, you get a free test on the internet, and if you test it, you like it, that's about 5%. Thank you very much. How are you doing? Feel good? You need anything? You need anything? You need anything? You gave me water, I appreciate it. Do you need anything? Do you want anything? Anything? What? It's Israel. Money! He's American, get some cash. Would you like anything? You're a very nice man. And you look good too. Nice suit, nice color. Thank you. You would like to be successful. Can I help you with that?
Yes.
Do you feel successful?
Yes, I feel like I'm there. I'm going to there.
I don't believe you. You're like, I'm there. By the way, there is there. You're doing good though. You're half.
I want to do it in lectures, in my lectures.
Do you speak?
What?
Are you speaking?
Yes.
Great. Please, are you a good speaker?
Yes.
Give me one good tip. You're all doing awesome. It's Moti.
Moti.
Nice to meet you. I'm Robert.
To meet you.
Moti, what's one of your favorite tips you give people in, a few seconds?
Favorite
Tips.
Believe in yourself.
Believe in yourself, number one. You're doing great.
Whoa.
You can do it in Vrit.
No.
Kom beställer, you'll live there
Make
for
a
Vrit.
plan. Believe in yourself. Never surrender. Always do your best.
Always do your best.
Yes.
Is this your best?
No.
No.
Best. The best.
So, right now, I just met this guy. Please give him a hand. You have great information. What's the largest crowd you ever spoke to? The most?
Whoa.
Quick.
The most 100 people.
100 people? No, you haven't.
This is
You're
my dream.
lying.
This is my
By the way,
dream.
you just lied.
What?
You're a good man, you just lied. There's 290, 350 people here. You just spoke to 300 people. You're doing great. Man, I know hundreds of speakers in America that never get to speak to 100, 200, 300 people. I know thousands of people that never get to speak. Are you speaking?
Yes.
Yes. Then you're not okay. You're doing great. You're doing how? Great. Do you ever get paid for some of your speeches, even something?
Yes.
Oh my God, then he's professional. All of you, you're doing it. You're what? You're doing it. You're doing great. It's an attitude. It's a what? The minute you turn the dial a little bit, Moti, and say, it's okay, I'm doing great, right? Now you may want to speak to bigger crowds and take the business to the next level. I'm not talking about desire, but you have to, success and wealth is an attitude. It's a what? It's an attitude. Did you get up this morning?
Yes.
Then you did the most important thing. You're laughing. About 80,000 people didn't get up this morning on the planet. One of them I know. Can you see, Moti? Can you see? What would you pay to keep your eyesight? My father's blind, by the way. What would he pay to get his eyes back? Everything. Even me. Take the money, the kids, right? I'm not kidding. You got to know my family. Right? In Israel here, it's, hey, you haven't met my wife. You're doing great, Moti. How you doing? Great.
Even greater.
Even greater. All of you, you're here. You look good. You're smart. You're trained. You're doing great. What's your system of referrals? 80, 90% come from referrals. By the way, I like to refer my friend Moti. What's the name of your company? Oh, with Aria. Then you're set. You're not doing great. You're doing incredible. Every time I'm with Aria, I learn something, correct? And by the way, I want to mention NLP for a minute. Who here besides me has studied NLP? Aria is a master. I've looked at his stuff. I teach NLP. Listen, if you believe in what you do, and you may disagree with this, it's okay, right? If you believe in what you do, you have a 100% obligation to use every tool. Which tool? To get it. Now, in about 10 minutes, I'm going to tell you that I think you should get Aria and Barak's program. And the minute I say that, I'll feel a change in the room, the energy. You go, oh, here they go. Selling stuff. Here it comes, right? You'll start Facebooking and texting, or you'll run out. I love when they just run out of the room. But you need to learn something. You need to learn the most important thing. If you believe in what you do and you know you can help people, because I'm going to tell you something. We love to help people in 2 or 3 hours in a seminar with a beautiful panel. Please give them a hand. They were amazing. But most people can't change in 1 session or 2 or 3 hours. Even me. Every day I need something to combat all the negativity, all the problems, the media, all the people trying to pull you down, correct? And guess who else needs it? Everyone else in this room. Make sense? So one of my teachers taught me, if you really believe in what you're doing, you have a 100% obligation to use every tool to get them to do it. By the way, I don't like sales. How many of y'all don't believe that? I'm going to tell you something. I've never sold anything. And I don't want you to ever sell anything. Selling's good. Selling's great. If you believe in what you're doing, then I believe you have to use every tool. But you see, I don't really sell, I just ask questions. I just ask questions. Guess what you need to learn? Ask questions. Because when you tell people something, it's your idea. When I tell you something, whose idea is it? Mine. But when I ask you a question, whose idea is it? Yours. Isn't that right? Am I doing it now? Yes. So instead of saying something, ask a question. Ask a what? Right. Is anybody in the room making too much money right now? I don't see any hands up. One hand, awesome, we're going to talk. If you're not, you need help. You're here for a reason. You're here for what? You're here for a reason. And you think you do it yourself, you can't. I'm a big believer in what they're doing, and I'll prove it in just a few minutes. Is that fair? Because I'll put my money where my mouth is. So, where does your business come from? 80, 90%? 90% comes from referrals. From what? What's your system? To get referrals, to get more referrals. Number 2, 5% come from testing, and 2 to 3% come from advertising. From what? Advertising. And there's always a way. There's always a what? Way. Let me ask you another question. How many of y'all believe in your business? Then who's marketing it? You are. Write this down. You can't market yourself. You can a little bit, correct? But you can't do many things. I want everyone in this room to write down all the jobs you're doing. How many of y'all run your own business of any sort? Part-time, full-time. One more time. How many of y'all run your business of any sort? Write down all the jobs you're doing right now. Write them down. I'm a healer. I'm a coach. I have to study. I have to get certified, correct? I've got to do internet. I've got to do Facebook. I've got to do marketing. I've got to do accounting. I've got to do people management. I have to get a space. I'm doing leasing. I'm doing real estate because you're somewhere, correct? Then you're doing human resources. How many jobs can a person do well? According to my teachers, none. And my bosses, none. Hold on one second. So we feel we have to do everything ourselves. And I've done this. It's okay. But is there a better way? Is somebody better at the marketing than you? Barak teaches it, and Aryut teaches it. Joint venturing, marketing, press a few buttons. Let them do it. Don't reinvent the wheel. A lot of you feel overwhelmed because you have to do everything yourself. Stop it. Get an intern. Get a manager. Get someone 2 hours a week to market you, correct? And put them on result-based. How do you put them on? Result-based. How many of y'all have clients that like what you're doing? How many of y'all have clients that have benefited from you or your business? Please, everyone's hand should be up, right? If not, you should be in another business. Write this down. How am I getting testimonials? How am I getting testimonials? Hold on. In Israel, people don't like to do it. It's personal. And that's called ego. You're being selfish. You have some clients who are so proud of how you help them and what you've done for them and what your business has done, and you're not giving them the opportunity. You're not giving them what? You're thinking for them. It's called ego. It's not fair. And every business we consult with, and we teach you this, and with our Wealth Academy and our webinars and all this stuff, it's amazing. Somebody will say that, and they'll call 3 customers, and the customer will say, how come you didn't ask me sooner? You changed my life. You helped me. I have 6 people that I know need your services, or 3. I'd love to do a video for you. I have a Facebook. I have an email list. But you never ask. I thought maybe something was wrong with me. And what's the wrong part? Not giving them the opportunity. Does that make sense? Are there speakers and healers and gurus and coaches in Israel making $1 million a year? Yes. What are they doing? How are they doing it? They built a team. They built a what? They built a team. And by the way, when you see them, and I know this because I went to the seminars too, the first thing that comes to mind, they're no good. They're not the real deal. They're not doing well. They don't walk the walk. Who in this room can say they've never, ever, ever thought or said that? I'm not raising my hand because I've said it. Oh, Tony Robbins this, and Bernard this, and whatever. And I'm going to tell you, as you know when you teach, it's all energy. So be very, very careful. Every one of them, even the ones you don't like or don't respect, they're helping people. Maybe it's only one person. Maybe it's 100, maybe 1,000. But there's a reason they've got 10,000 people in a room. And they do an email blast and make $2 million because they're filling a need. They're filling a what? Need. They're filling a need. And you need to get out of your head into their head. Does that make sense? Yes. Where are your customers? Don't find them. Find where they are. Find what? Where they are. Go to where they already are. Doctor's offices, dentist offices, healing conventions, seminars, music schools, wherever they are. People that are doing something that'd be interested in doing you. It's much, much easier. Does that make sense? Yes. Now, I want to teach you a couple other things. We don't sell, we ask questions. What do? Ask questions. We offer for solutions and results. Most of us spend time focusing on our studies, on our credentials. How do I know this? Because I have a Jewish mother. And you have to have degrees in my family, correct? And we all love to say, I got this certification, that certification, I got this, and I'll tell you a secret. We've all done it, and none of your clients care. I know people, I got bat therapy, acupuncture, acupressure, EMT, EFI. I went to this. I've been in India for 6 months in a cave without eating. And I'm the man. And I got this certification and that certification. What's the only thing, whatever business you're in, your customer or client cares about? A solution, a result to their problem. And all your marketing, all your talking, all your advertising, if you believe in what you're doing, guess what it has to be targeted to? Their problem, not your degree. Does that make sense? Get out of your head into the client's head. So, what I want to do right now, how many of y'all have heard about goal setting, correct? How many of y'all have been to seminars about goal setting? I want to teach you something. We have a few more minutes here. I like everyone, we're not done yet. I want to teach you something about goal setting that I learned and by actually doing it. So please follow me along if you can. I'd like everyone to stand up for just a minute and face the front of the room. Can you do that? Say yes. Yes. Look to the front of the room. Now, without moving your shoulders, do not move your body, do not strain your neck, be gentle. Pick a spot on the left far wall as back as you can. Just turn your head wherever you are, doesn't matter. Look for a spot as far back on the left wall as you can. Can you remember where that spot is? Say yes. Yes. Can? Now look forward. This time you can move your shoulders, move your body, pick a spot as far back on the left wall as you can. Remember where it is. Can you remember where it is? Say yes. Yes. Remember where it is. Now look to the front of the wall, front of the room. This time, like the first time, do not move your shoulders, do not strain your neck, do not move your body. See how far back a spot on the left wall you can see. How many of y'all saw further that time? Let's do it one more time. Plus, it's good exercise. Look forward. This time, do not move your shoulders, do not move your body, don't strain your neck. Pick a spot as far back on the right wall as you can. Look to the right wall. Remember where that spot is. Can you remember where it is? Say yes. Yes. Now look to the front. This time, move your shoulders, move your body, look to the back wall, and remember where that spot is as far back as you can see. Remember where it is? Say yes. Yes. Now, like the first time, look to the front of the room. Do not strain your body. Do not strain your neck. See how far back a spot on the right wall you can see. How many of y'all saw further that time? Anybody know why? Llama, llama, llama. By the way, we're not doing exercise. Let's warm up. Right? Why? Because everybody can sit down and relax. If you want to, it's your seminar. Right? So a couple things. How many of y'all found that interesting? The reason is your brain, your conscious, your subconscious, saw that you can go further. When you meet somebody like Barak or Arya, or you're on a conference call or a webinar or a seminar, you meet somebody, and you realize, wow, they got 10 new customers. They are making a lot of money in the healing work, and they're watching their time. And here's how you do it. All of a sudden, you learn that you can make more. Whatever you think your hour is worth, you're right. I used to think my hour is worth 20 shekels. For the first 20 years of my life, I cleaned tables at a restaurant, and guess what I made? No, I was in America, I made about $5. But close, right? Maybe $6, just playing. By the way, you ever noticed The more relaxed and fun you have, the better things go. And how many of you, like me, sometimes get a little stressed at work? Correct? And guess what we all have to do? Relax and have fun. And when you're relaxing and having fun, and you look and feel like you want your clients to feel, your business is going to do better. Does that make sense? And right now, before we end, I want everyone to write down on a sheet of paper or in your head, what's an hour really worth? What's your hour worth? Correct? And whatever you think it is, or whatever your goal is, it's not big enough. Make it bigger, make it better. How many of y'all agree with that? How many say, Robert, that's crazy? It won't happen. Whatever you think, you're right. Who creates their own reality? You do. Does that make sense? Yep. So, there are no limitations. Does that make everybody understand that? The last thing I want to say on goal, and I've said this for a few trips here, I hope you don't mind. Some of you have heard it before, some of you haven't. One of the reasons I went back to work, besides to learn all the healing arts and get better and get more results, was I now take a large portion of my income and donate it to tzedakah. Did I say it right? Yeah, that's how they call me in Hebrew school. Charity. And one of the biggest ones is right here in Israel. And another big one is in South America. We pick up street kids. And we just had our annual board meeting. It's one of the largest charities in the world. We pick up street children, rehabilitate them, feed them, give them clothes. They're sniffing shoe glue. They're getting sexually molested on the street. And we, about 5-6 months ago, I was at the charity in Medellín, Colombia. Podemos hacer la conferencia en español si quieres, ¿está bien? No está malo por un gringo de Tennessee. Not bad for a redneck from Tennessee. We'll do it in English. Anyway, we're at the charity, and I'm very open-minded. How many are open-minded and positive? And sometimes I don't even follow my own advice. How many of you sometimes don't follow your own advice? Thank you. I'm honest. You're honest too. And I'm at the charity, and they bring a kid in. His name's Alfredo. I think he's about 12 years old. And we work with street kids, so we expect trouble. You know, we expect a challenge. And most of the kids are amazing. They make progress. We lose some. We help some. And I'll just take a minute and tell you what happened. I hope you like it. Made a huge impact on me. Because whatever our goals are, they're not big enough. And Alfredo came in. He was 12 or 13. And the social workers sit down and say, what's your goal? And here's a kid who hasn't eaten, had no shoes, been sniffing shoe glue, and he's mentally challenged, whatever the correct word is. And most of the time we ask the kids, what do they want? They say, I'd like some food, I'd like some shoes, if I can just get a safe place to stay. And we give it to them immediately, and we get them to come to our charity, we get them off the street, and it's awesome. They ask Alfredo, what do you want? And by the way, when I ask my friend Moti, what do we want? When most of you ask, what do we want? We don't like the question. It's kind of weird, isn't it? Yeah. And we never ask for enough, do we? What else could he have asked me for? Probably anything, within reason. And guess what I'd probably do? Help him get it, or show him how to get it, correct? And we all don't ask for enough, do we? We've been taught not to. So Alfredo comes in. They say, what do you want? Now, Colombia, the average income's $300 a month. If you have a job, very poor. Alfredo says, you want food? Nope. You want clothes? Nope. And he's hungry. He says, I want to ride on an airplane. I want to ride on an airplane. He's 12 years old. Most people in Colombia will never ride on an airplane. It's very expensive, correct? You're like, it's Israel, EasyJet, no problem. Anyway. And the counselor says, listen, that's a crazy goal. You know, it costs a lot of money. You're on the street. This is a homeless shelter for kids. You know, what's your goal? You want food, you want some clothes, you want a safe shelter, you want to get back with your family. He says, no, I want to ride on an airplane. Well, for 2 months, 3 months, all he said is, I want to ride on an airplane. It got annoying. That's all he talks about. People in the charity, the social workers saying, hey, you know, stop it. And anyway, one day he finds a garbage can, a plastic garbage can, starts banging on it. Now he's really in trouble. They can't teach. He's disrupting the class. They make him play outside. I remember I went to the charity one day, boom, 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 boom. Horrible. He won't stop. They make him go outside. You know, they're nice, but it's tough. Anyway, he gets 2 other kids to play the drums. We had our annual board meeting. They say, you won't believe what happened. We report on all the kids, the successes. And they said Alfredo and his 2 friends went in Medellín, Colombia. It's a town of 3 million people. And in Israel, everyone's a coach, an actor, or a musician. Or a lawyer, or all 4. How does a country this small have so many movies and records? It's unbelievable. Anyway, and lawyers. And anyway, in Medellín, there's a lot of musicians. There was 100+ bands. They won the competition, not because they're homeless kids. A lot of people in Medellín are very poor. And he won a trip from Medellín to Bogota, first class on an airplane. Within 4 or 5 months of coming to our charity with no shoes, almost no clothes, and no food. He stands up on the airplane when it takes off. I told you he's a little, whatever. And they're taking off. He says, I told you I was going to fly in an airplane. And the flight attendant says, sit down, right? Now in Israel, they wouldn't sit down. They'd keep arguing. But they're like, hey, sit down, sit down, sit down. They almost arrested him because he wouldn't sit down. He said, my next goal is this year, I'm going to America. I'm going to America. He came all day, all night, I'm going to America. I'm going to America. The counselor's like, Alfredo, that's great. Someday I'm sure you'll go to America, but you can't get a visa. It's impossible in Colombia. Even a millionaire to get a visa takes 2 to 3 years. If I marry a Colombian girl, it takes 3 years to get a visa to bring her to the United States. He goes, I'm going to America this year. They're like, well, probably not. Anyway, 145 bands or so, they won the International Colombian Music Contest. I just got a report yesterday. They're on a 21-city tour of the United States. In 5 months, 6 months, this kid went from being a street person, correct? And he didn't have a good instructor like you. He taught himself. Crazy, huh? And he went. Whatever your goal is, it's not big enough. Why not play bigger? Why not take it to the next level? And by the way, it's just business. You do what you do. Treat it like a fun game. Make it into a fun what? Game. When you treat it like a fun game, even if you lose, it's not a big deal. But you know what? You can never lose if you're playing big. By the way, it's just money. It's just what? Money. It's just money. What's the big deal? Why do you spend so much time thinking and wondering and worry about it? See yourself there, set your goal, and make it happen. Now, how's everybody feeling? Did y'all learn some stuff tonight? Did y'all learn some stuff from Adi and Barak? Yeah. Have you learned some stuff in the last 49 minutes? Well, I've got about 4 minutes with you, but that's not true. I would like to offer you, if you want, and everybody relax, here comes the sales. I told you it was coming, right? And by the way, I'm going to teach you some stuff. How many of y'all want to learn neuro-linguistic programming? Then let's learn time distortion. Let's learn what? Right now, your critical factors on, analyzing everything I'm going to say. Robert's going to sell me something. Your clients too. Do time distortion. Take them into the future. When you take someone in the future, all their critical factors off. So imagine a year from now, 1 year from now, June of 2014, and nothing's changed. You don't have the money you want, your business hasn't grown, you have some clients that's doing okay, you're still stressed, and you said things were going to change, you want them to change. How many of y'all want things to change? But a year from now, July 2014, all of a sudden, just like today went by, and last week went by, and my friend's life went by like this, the year's gone. And almost nothing's changed. Maybe you have a few more clients. You're not that much happier. You're not making much more money. Maybe your business has gone down. Maybe it's not grown. Now maybe you're more stressed, correct? And there you are. And guess what you decide? Well, next year I'll do better. And then imagine yourself 90 days from now. And all of a sudden, you're managing your time. You want to do it, but you don't do it. But you get on a teleconference or a webinar, and you have 2 or 3 of the top people in the world telling you exactly how to do it, and they have a system to hold you accountable. Then every day, and amidst all your stress and negativity, you get a reminder. Some of them you like, some of them you really like, some are okay. But every week or two, 1 or 2 really has an impact, and you actually make a change. All of a sudden, you do a joint venture. Maybe you network with somebody in the community. They have clients, you do an event, and all of a sudden, you speak to a larger crowd, you make more money, your business is better, you learn how to use interns, you learn how to get contractors and subcontractors. 30% of the stuff that was driving you crazy is gone. And now, you have a focus day, where 1 or 2 days a week, all you do is what brings your business the most success. And 1 or 2 days a week, during the week work, you're not working. You're not doing that stuff that you don't like. Your income goes up, your stress goes down, and you're making more money. 90 days go by, and all of a sudden you have an entirely different outlook and a different business. Make sense? People around you going, what's different? What's changed? You're less stressed. You're making more money. And that's just the start. And if you have a way to do that, then awesome. Mazel tov, nazdarobia. That's great. And if you have someone teaching you step by step how to do it, that's great. But if you don't, everyone in this room needs it. Does that make sense? So here's what I recommend. I've talked to Audie and Barack. I've looked at their program. I've looked at every program. Which program? I've got them all. And what they offered in the United States would be a joke. Most of the conferences I go to, and I know Israel's different, are $1,000, $5,000. I charge $2,500 for a once-a-month webinar to my top students. We do a survey. You need to do surveys. You need to do what? Just learned something, didn't you? Time distortion, surveys. Over 99% say it's worth 10 or 20 times what they're paying. That's $2,500 US. Does that make sense? Yeah. I send people some of my courses, books, and gifts who are in my Wealth Academy, and they're worth about $1,000. They pay $1,000, and they get one of them, read 2, 3, 4 chapters, they're happy. But I believe in their program. So can I help you make a decision and make a very easy decision? And by the way, I know for a lot of you, it's hard to make a fast decision. How do I know this? I'm the same way. For 28 years, I wouldn't make a decision, and guess what happened? Write this down. Not much. And when I've learned that very successful people, which a lot of you are, and a lot of you are very, very close to becoming and being more successful than you think, you have to be able to make a quick decision. Does that make sense? With a client, with a process, with a deal, with whatever. So what I want to do is, how many of y'all would like to get their program if it was a lot more reasonable? Let me ask that again. How many of y'all would like to get their program? How many of y'all would like to get it if it was a lot more reasonable? So, you're going to be shocked, but I have a program. And everyone who gets it loves it. We charge about $3,000, $4,000 a year for people. It's called my Wealth Academy. Here's what you get. I don't have a slide on it because I didn't think I'd be offering it. But I got so inspired by what Barack and Aryeh were offering. We have a Wealth Academy and a team right here in Israel. One other thing I want to teach you before I finish. Gratitude. What's important? Gratitude. Please, Gilad and Erez and Arit Nachtombi Gordon and the rest of my team here in Israel, Rudy and everybody, please stand up. These are the reason I'm here tonight. Thank you so much for all you do. Please stand up. All my team here in Israel, thank you. Thank you, Adia. Thank you, Barak. And we're going to take very good care of you. We're going to be together for about a year. For how long? How many of y'all learned something in the last 50 minutes? What might you learn in the next 6 months, 3 months, or a year? Make sense? Not just with me, but with Barack and Aryeh. Here it is. I have a Wealth Academy. I'm here in Israel, Israel Special. So instead of $2,000 or $3,000 or $4,000 a month, we have a special deal for you. Here's what you get. A once-a-month international webinar with me. We tell people we give them one, most months. We won't make any guarantees. We give them 2. Write that down. Always give people more than they expect. How many of y'all like to buy a car, you go home, you open the trunk, and there's another car? How would you feel? Then do it for your clients. We do it. They're going to give more than they promise. We always do. You should too. How many agree, say yes? Yes. Here it is. So we do a once-a-month webinar. We usually do 2 on all aspects of time management, wealth creation, how to raise money, business, marketing, and every day we send you a gift. Every day. How many days? Every day. Then we have some other bonus sections. How many of y'all have ever made a mistake? How many of y'all think you might make a mistake? We have the 51 most costly mistakes all business people and investors make, and we give it to you. It's a video training course. We give you as a bonus advanced video training on all aspects of your business to take to the next level. How many of y'all would like to make 30 to 50% more in the next 6 months and do 50% less? How many of y'all think it's impossible? Then definitely sign up. By the way, how many of y'all think that's not possible? Then I'm going to challenge you. Sign up. Does that make sense? And we'll make sure you're taken care of. Those that believe you can, what I'd like to do is I'd like to offer my program with theirs, and together, Barack did the math. He said it's about a 70% discount. Is that correct? What percent? 70%. Now, even in Israel, that's a discount. Not 20 or 30. So you get their materials, their training, their courses, their program, and mine. Make sense? And it's $598. 598 shekels, correct, Barack? But that's not for one person. That's for 2. That's for who? 2. So 598 divided by 2 is 299 shekels a month for 2, what I feel are the best, most life-changing, result-getting programs that'll change your mind, your sales, your marketing, your business. I don't care if you're starting out, you've been in business 20 years, we'll guarantee it if you'll listen to it and if you'll do some of it, not all of it. Is that fair? But sign up. But what? Get with somebody. Get with who? 2, 4, 5. Is it $5.99? That's absolutely incredible. So please go ahead and sign up. Go ahead and sign up. This is only for tonight. And by the way, I get so nervous when people don't take action. And you know you can help people and it doesn't work, right? And you really want to help. Have you ever been in that situation? No, have you ever been in that situation? You want to help them. You know you can help them, but they won't move. Because if they don't want to help themselves, you can't help them. And it drives me crazy. And I know you can help the people. And every time I think about all the people that you haven't helped and that we haven't helped, it makes me nervous. And by the way, I've been in Israel speaking, and I've been on TV, and they've been filming me. It's been very busy. I haven't slept that much. It's been a lot. And another thing, man, when people don't take action, well, you got to make a decision fast. It drives me crazy when they don't, because you can help them. And we can help you if you'll take action. But I'm going to be 50 years old in 1 week. I'm going to be 50. I've been speaking all over the world. Wait a minute. It's a lot. I've been in Israel. My promoter keeps me busy all day. I can't sleep. I got to do a flight tonight at 5 o'clock. I'm overwhelmed. I did 3 seminars in 2 days. It's a lot, man. Is there a healer in the house? Somebody help me. Somebody. Oh, man. Somebody help me. Man, finally somebody gets up. Man, there's 390 healers in here and nobody's moving. Right? Is this America or France? Because I know when someone in Israel drops something, 200 people are like, what? What is it? Let's go. Right? So, it's frustrating when you know you can help somebody, they don't take action, isn't it? I promise, sign up. Let's be together for a year. All of us, and we'll help you. Go ahead and sign up. Y'all are awesome. Please give yourselves a big hand for the work you do. Thank you. Thank you so much for this opportunity. You're awesome. Please go ahead, if you can, sign those sheets. Adia, Barak, come on up here. Please give them a big hand. They're awesome. Thank you. Thank you.
וואו, יש לנו עוד הפתעה גדולה למי שיכול להישאר. We have a big surprise.
I can't take any more surprises.
No. It's also for you. We want to do, we will do 10 minutes break, and then we want to do a surprise to my dear friend, and to do it a birthday party. He's 50 years old.
Whoa!
And we plan to do a little friends out here nearby with champagne and to drink and
champagne?
cake. And we decide with all the התרגשות להזמין את כולכם לבוא להרים איתנו כוסית לרוברט, לשאול שאלה, לצלם תמונה, to take a picture if it's okay. But give him 10 minutes of break. Now, אני אגיד את זה רק רגע in Hebrew, yes? Because I want to. Okay.
פה בסדר.
Okay, great.
סבבה.
קודם כל, מי נהנה כאן היום? ירים את היד. תודה. 1, 2, שזה יהיה מאוד ברור. התוכנית שלי ושל ברק לליווי העסק שלכם, כל חודש עובדים על נושא אחר בקידום העסק שלכם. המון קורסים שאתם כבר מקבלים, קורסים שלמים, לא פרומואים, קורסים שלמים להוריד למחשב. זה עולה 199 שקלים לאדם, כאשר אנחנו רוצים שיתפסו עוד מישהו ביד ותירשמו ביחד. 1, מי שרוצה גם את רוברט בתור מנטור, הרגיש שבשעה הזאת הוא קיבל הרבה ערך, שנה שלמה, זה להוסיף עוד 100 שקלים, ויש לכם את התוכנית שלנו ביחד עם התוכנית של רוברט, זה 299 שקלים לחודש. רוברט נותן לכם את הכוח ל-wealth planning, לתכנון כסף. אנחנו לוקחים אתכם גם מנטלית וגם את כל העסק קדימה. אז זה הזמן למלא את התפסים. אני יודע שכבר הרבה מילאו את התפסים, אתם יכולים רק להוסיף שמי שרוצה גם את התוכנית של רוברט. חוץ מזה, אנחנו ב10 דקות. יהיה כאן הרשמה, אפשר לעלות לבמה. אחר כך אנחנו נעשה כאן קוקטייל. אז מי שרוצה לאחל מזל טוב לרוברט, תנו לו 10 דקות הפסקה. תנו לו כפיים אדירות. תירשמו עכשיו, מלאו את הטפסים. זה הכל הצעה כאן להיום, לכנס הזה. תודה רבה רבה.